Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into it.
Gasoline pump is one of the most important components of the engine power system. Failure of the pump leads to interruptions in the operation of the internal combustion engine, failures when pressing on the gas or even to problems with starting. Let's consider the device, the principle of operation of gasoline pumps of injector and carburetor engines. Let's talk about breakdowns and diagnostic methods. According to their principle of operation, fuel pumps, TN, of gasoline internal combustion engines are divided into two types, electric, mechanical. In the operation of the engine, the gasoline pump is used to pump fuel from the tank to the carburetor or fuel rail with injectors. On cars with direct injection and a high-pressure fuel pump, HPF, the gasoline pump is used as a pumping section. Electrically driven fuel pump. Long-lasting operation, ease of manufacture and greater efficiency can be obtained by using an electric gasoline pump, which is controlled by a special relay. It allows to create pressure within 0.3 to 0.4 MPa, in engines with direct injection, up to 0.7 MPa, which exceeds the capabilities of a mechanical fuel pump. The device largely depends on where the fuel pump is located, in the tank or in the underhood. But the principle of operation of all fuel pumps of this type can be considered identical. The vast majority of modern cars use a submersible gasoline pump, which is located in the tank. This is fraught with small mechanical losses and vulnerability associated with the long length of the fuel line, but the pump receives much better cooling. During operation, the fuel that washes the casing and passes through the motor removes a significant amount of heat. That is why the resource is so strongly affected by driving with an almost empty tank. Gasoline pump design. An electric gasoline pump consists of two parts, an electric drive, it is an ordinary electric motor, and a pumping part, pumps fuel from the fuel tank. Submersible pumps are placed in a single housing with a screen, which performs coarse cleaning of fuel. Depending on the design of the intake mechanism, there are several types of pumping part. Roller pump. Fuel is supplied by rotation of the rotor with movable rollers. As the space between the roller and the rotor increases, a vacuum is created in the free space, which is filled with gasoline. With further rotation of the rotor, the space decreases, which allows to create pressure and feed fuel through the outlet channel. Gear gasoline pump. The principle of operation is similar to the previous type, but the change in the area of free space occurs due to the rotation of the gear. Centrifugal pump. Fuel injection occurs due to swirling, provoked by the rotation of the impeller in the housing. The supply and discharge of fuel is carried out through the corresponding channels inside the housing. In addition, hybrid fuel pumps can be distinguished. Structurally, they resemble mechanical devices, but the movement of the diaphragm is not carried out by the pusher drive, but by an electromagnetic valve and a special relay. Logic of operation in cars, in which the control of the main components of the internal combustion engine life support is carried out via CAN bus. The command to start the gasoline pump receives from the electronic engine control unit. Before starting the internal combustion engine, it is necessary to create pressure in the fuel line, so immediately after switching on the ignition, the ECU signals the relay, which switches on the gasoline pump. In some cars, the relay is energized and the gas pump is switched on when the driver's door is opened. The time of gasoline pump operation in this mode is counted in seconds, after which the power supply is cut off. The subsequent start will occur at the beginning of the starter rotation. Basic faults. The simplest diagnosis of the gasoline pump to the main breakdowns, because of which the gasoline pump may not work, include fuse blowing, power failure, oxidation of contacts, wear of the brush assembly resulting in poor performance, destruction of the collector, wear of the rotor bushings, clogging, critical wear of rubbing pairs of roller and gear fuel pumps, destruction of the plastic coupling, through which the shaft of the motor armature is connected to the rotor of the pump. To understand why the gasoline pump does not work, it is enough basic skills of using a multimeter. The presence of power at the TH connector after turning on the ignition will mean that the fault is in the pump. If power does not come and the gasoline pump does not start, then you should check the circuit up to the connector, as well as the relay. The main symptoms of malfunction: increase in noise, the appearance of extraneous sounds, dips when pressing the throttle sharply. The engine periodically stalls, especially when hot, starting problems. Relay: one of the most important elements of the power supply system of the injector engine is the gasoline pump relay. It is used to reduce the load on the onboard network, since the control of the power contacts is carried out by supplying a weak voltage to the corresponding terminals of the electromagnetic relay. Principal diagram of the connection of the gasoline pump. The principle of operation of the relay, as well as ways to check, you can see in the video. Mechanical TN gasoline pump of this type works from the camshaft of the engine. The rotation of the eccentric provokes the lever pusher. The photo shows the domestic design, consisting of a lever and a balancer. Foreign manufacturers have a more common scheme with a two-shoulder lever yoke. The pump rod with diaphragm, when the tappet acts on the balancer, overcomes the resistance of the spring and lowers and draws fuel through the inlet valve. As soon as the eccentric releases its pressure, the spring returns the diaphragm, pushing fuel out to the carburetor through the exhaust valve. As the float chamber fills, pressure builds up in the space above the diaphragm that the spring cannot overcome. And since the balancer and pump linkage are not connected, the balancer can move at idle. As soon as the pressure in the float chamber drops, the diaphragm squeezes out gasoline, the work of the fuel pump resumes. Main faults of the gasoline pump: the gasoline pump is prone to such malfunctions: diaphragm bursting. The breakdown is quite rare, but when it occurs, it can turn into a major overhaul of the internal combustion engine. With a significant violation of the integrity of the diaphragm, gasoline begins to enter the oil, liquefying it. Wear of the articulations of the eccentric, tappet and balancer. In this case, the gap between the elements turns out to be too large, which affects the amount of travel of the rod and diaphragm. Wear of the seats of the bypass valves, as a result of which the valves begin to leak fuel. There are also cases of skewed valves, loss of elasticity and clogging. Breakage of the spring diaphragm. Clogging of the strainer, which can even cause the gasoline pump to burn out. A large number of parts that require fitting, as well as general design flaws, force designers to abandon mechanical gasoline pumps in engine operation. An example of design flaws is the boiling of fuel in the supradiaphragm space. The resulting gasoline vapor overcomes the resistance of the needle valve. As a result, fuel flows into the intake manifold involuntarily, which leads to difficulties in subsequent starting. Gasoline pump diagram: gasoline fuel pump device, electric gasoline pump device, gasoline pump relay diagram, altimeter, manual, mechanical. Gasoline pump device. In conclusion, understanding the device and potential breakdowns of a gasoline pump is essential for every car owner. By familiarizing yourself with its components and common issues, you can ensure better maintenance and avoid unexpected problems. Regular checks and timely repairs can not only enhance your vehicle's performance but also extend the lifespan of the pump. Remember, a well-functioning gasoline pump is crucial for the overall efficiency of your car. Stay informed, stay proactive, and keep your vehicle running smoothly. Thank you for watching.